Hello student, welcome to the chemistry class. Today we discuss chapter number 2 of 11 science chemistry. In first part of this chapter we already discussed different model of atoms. Today we discuss atomic number and atomic mass. So what is atomic number? So atomic number is number of proton present in the nucleus, or we can say number of electrons in the neutral atom. For example, if atom X having atomic number 23, what it means? It means that the number of protons on that atom X is 23, or we can say number of electrons in that atoms in neutral state are is 23. So number of protons and number of electrons in any atoms are same, okay, and atomic number represent the number of protons and number of electrons in that atom. Now electron and protons together in a nucleus called nucleons, okay. We know atom have a center concentrated part which is known as nucleus, and electrons around the nucleus. So together nucleus and electron is called nucleons. Mass number, what is mass number A? So mass number is number of proton is equal to number of neutron. So mass number of any atom is summation of mass of proton plus mass of neutrons. Here plus sign is there. So mass number A is equal to Z. Z means number of protons plus number of neutrons present on that atom, okay. For example, if a compound having mass 23 and atomic number of that compound is 11, so if you want to find the mass of neutrons, how can you find? So here mass number A is given 23, okay. Now number of proton is Z, okay, Z is equal to 11. So if you want to find the mass of neutron, N is equal to A minus Z, means 23 minus 11. So neutrons are 12, okay. So mass number of any particle is summation of proton plus summation of neutrons, means proton and neutron numbers. Now it is very important definition for exam point of view, isobars and isotopes. So isobar are element having the same mass number but different atomic number. Means if element have same mass number but different atomic number represented by Z, okay, and mass number A. So remember what is mass number, you have to remember these things, that what is mass number and what is atomic number. So if the compound having two compound having same mass number, that is A, same A, okay, compound X and Y is there, the mass number of compound X and Y are same, that is AA. But if they have different atomic number, means Z are different, then these compounds are known as isobar. For example, C carbon C614 is the isotope of carbon, and 7N14. Here in down it represent any compound I have written in this formula, X Z A. Okay, X is a symbol of that atom, Z is a atomic number, while A is a atomic mass. Right? So 6 is an atomic number, 14 is atomic mass of C, isotope, it is isotope. So another element is nitrogen, having 7 atomic number and atomic mass 14. So here mass number of both compound are same, but atomic number Z are different. So these two are isobar of each other. So C614 and 7 and 14 both are isobar of each other. Why isobar? Because they have same mass number but different atomic number. Okay, hydrogen have 3 isotopes. Now isotopes means a compound which having same atomic number. For example, X, Y is there. The atomic number of X and Y are same, that is 3. Okay, but mass number is different. For example, one is having 6 mass number, another having 7 mass number. So here A is different, A are different, but Z are same. Then this type of atoms are known as isotopes of each other. So the best example of isotopes are 1H1, that is protium, then see 1H1 protium, 1D2 deuterium and 1T3. So protium, deuterium and tritium, remember this symbol and also write this in your regular book, that protium, deuterium and tritium are isotope of hydrogen. Okay, with symbol. So why they are isotope? Because they have same Z, the value of Z here are same. Z means number of proton or number of electron. So in hydrogen, deuterium and tritium, same number of proton and electron are present, but mass number of hydrogen, protium and tritium are different. That's why they are known as isotopes. So for isotopes, remember in a one word, isotope and isobar, isotope and isobar. So for isotope, Z are equal, atomic mass are different. For isobar, Z are different, atomic mass are same. Remember this thing. Okay, if two elements having same atomic number but different atomic mass or mass number, then they are called isotope of each other. For isobar, if two elements having different atomic number, still they have same mass number, then they are considered as isobar. Okay, hope you understand well. Now drawbacks of Rutherford model that we earlier discussed, that it could not explain gravitational force in nature. Second, it could not explain planetary motion under the influence of gravity, that how the electron moves, how the particle are moves, okay, due to gravitational force. Third is it could not explain Maxwell electromagnetic radiation property that we discuss in later in this unit, that what is Maxwell electromagnetic property. Okay, so Rutherford model does not explain electromagnetic radiation property of any particle. Then the next drawbacks are it could not explain quantum mechanics as a whole. It is also a big topic that we discuss later in this unit. You just remember the drawbacks only, that it could not explain quantum mechanics, also can't explain Maxwell electromagnetic radiation, also the motion under the influence of gravity and gravitational force in nature. So these are the drawbacks of Rutherford model. Now let me discuss electromagnetic spectrum. So electromagnetic spectrum are large spectrum which are explained the different wavelength radiation according to their color and their behavior. Visible light is a small portion of electromagnetic spectrum detected by our eyes. So in electromagnetic spectrum, only the light which having wavelength in visible portion, means visible portion means radiation that can only seen by our eyes or we can detect. Other wavelength radiations are classified as electromagnetic radiation, which include waves, radio waves, microwaves and X-ray. Our eyes cannot detect that radio waves, microwaves and X-ray. Now how they travel? See the graph that electromagnetic a magnetic and electron are moves perpendicular to each other. See the graph, they are always in 90 right angle to each other. Okay, magnetic vector and electron vector always perpendicular to each other, means they both are 90 angle to each other. Magnetic, here see red is explain magnetic vector, while blue, sky blue is explain electric vector. The wave nature of light. Wavelength lambda is the distance between two correspondent point of wave. For example, see here, two top peak, the distance between two nearby peak is known as wavelength of that wave. Amplitude is the size or height of wave, means if we have this type of wave, so the height of that wave is amplitude. Now frequency is the number of cycle of the wave passing in a given point per second, usually expressed in hertz. Okay, we know television and our television and others having 50 hertz, 60 hertz. Okay, so hertz is a amplitude frequency that pass in a single second, means this pass, for example here is a point, here point, so how many wave pass through that point in a second, it gives frequency, it expressed in a hertz, remember. Now what is Planck quantum theory? So if higher T temperature is higher, the wavelength of that radiation is shorter. and the energy is maximum. So if the temperature is high, the wavelength is low and energy is high. So E, remember, E is equal to hc upon lambda, in which if you have higher temperature, then lambda should be lower, and we know lambda and energy are inversely proportional to each other, so energy is high. So as the temperature increase, the wavelength of maximum intensity shift towards the blue, means lower, towards the lower length. Okay, you just remember these things only, nothing much. It's just asked for the MCQ. Now electromagnetic radiation in 1900, Max Planck studied black body radiation and realized that no explain the energy spectrum. He had to assume that energy is quantized and light has particle character, means light have dual character, particle as well as wave. So remember, only you have to remember the equation in this theory, because numerical from this equation may be asked in your exam. No theory will be asked in exam. So remember only the equation, that what is the equation of Planck, that E is equal to h mu, okay, is equal to, where mu is equal to c by lambda. Mu is a frequency, c is a velocity of light, and lambda is a wavelength, while h is a Planck constant. The value of Planck constant is 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule. Okay, so remember this equation, E is equal to h mu and mu is equal to c by lambda. If you put the value of mu is equal to c by lambda, you will get E is equal to hc by lambda, and h is Planck constant, mu is a frequency, lambda is a wavelength, c is a velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Now the wave nature of light. The fourth variable of light is velocity. All light has the same speed in vacuum, that is 2.99, approximately 3.0 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, that I discuss. Okay, remember only this value. The product of frequency and wavelength is the speed of light. Okay, c is equal to lambda into mu, and so mu is equal to c by lambda, as I discussed earlier. Frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength. Frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional to each other. Remember this thing for MCQ, that frequency mu is inversely proportional to lambda, means frequency inversely proportional to lambda, 1 upon lambda. Now the wave nature of light. Electromagnetic radiation can be categorized in terms of wavelength or frequency. For example, as I discussed, it is electronic spectra. See here, the value of lambda is 10 raised to minus 16 to 10 raised to minus 11 is considered as gamma ray. The region for X-ray is 10 raised to minus 11, 10 raised to minus 8. UV region is 10 raised to minus 8 to 10 raised to 7, minus 7, 10 raised to 6 IR, 10 raised to minus 2 microwave, then FM and AM radio waves, then long radio waves. Okay, the visible spectrum having frequency from 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. Remember for MCQ, the visible spectrum wavelength. Okay, if the wavelength is increased, energy is decrease. So if you move from 400 to 700, wavelength increase, energy decrease. If you move from red to blue, means 700 to 400, wavelength decrease and energy increase. So which light having maximum intensity? So blue, energy is of blue light is more, while wavelength of blue light is less. Okay, remember this thing from this visible spectrum. Now particulate nature of light means particle nature of light. Photoelectric effect, the light striking a metal surface generate photoelectrons. If you strike light on any photoelectric metal, then it generates photoelectrons. The light's energy transfer to electron in metal. With sufficient energy, electron break free of metal. Electrons give more energy and move faster when they leave the metal. So what happen? It is light surface. If you it is metal surface having electrons here. So if you strike a light of specific intensity, then the electron from metal are removed from the surface. Okay, they move like a particle. So with sufficient energy, electron break free of the metal. Electrons given more energy and move faster. They move faster from the surface of metal. So that we can say that electrons having particulate nature. Now particulate nature of light. Photoelectric effect is used in photocathodes. Light strike the cathode at frequency mu. Electrons are ejected if frequency exceeds the threshold value of threshold frequency. If you if you apply frequency higher than threshold frequency, then what happens? The electrons are removed from the cathode, and these electrons are collected at anode. Means for example, here it is cathode, anode, C and anode. If you applied the frequency to the cathode, the electron from cathode are ejected. Now it travels and attracted to the anode. Okay, remember this. In photoelectric, cathode generate the electrons while electrons are collected at anode. Now solve the example problem 6.1, that neon light emit orange red color glow. This light have wavelength 670 nanometer. Nanometer means into 10 raised to minus 9. Okay, so what is the frequency? So frequency is equal to C by lambda. Okay, so value of C is 3 into 10 raised to 8 and 670 into 10 raised to minus 9. So after simplifying this, you will get the value of mu. Okay, 3.3 into 10 raised to 8 divided by 670 into 10 raised to minus 9. So what happened? Our equation become 3 into 10 raised to 8 into 10 raised to plus 9. Why plus 9? Because in denominator 10 raised to minus 9 is there. So if it comes in a numerator, it becomes plus. Okay, so after simplifying this equation, you will get the value of frequency. Rest of topics we discuss in our next video. Thank you.